The Mesopotamian sky god Marduk was said to have had 50 names honouring him for a number of deeds, not least for destroying his rival deity, Tiamat. The names of Marduk were featured in the Enuma Elish, an ancient Akkadian text that describes the creation of the universe. In many ways the text can be seen as a propaganda piece, establishing the master magician, fearsome warrior, and son of the Anunnaki god Enki as the preeminent deity of the Babylonian pantheon. Marduk seeks fame by performing a number of powerful deeds, notably by killing his rival, the primordial sea goddess Tiamat. Whilst she could potentially take many forms, the Enuma Elish describes Tiamat's monstrous appearance. She has a tail, a thigh, and lower parts which shake together, a belly, an udder, ribs, a neck, a head, a skull, eyes, nostrils, a mouth and lips. Her insides or entrails are mentioned, as are her heart, arteries and blood. She could effectively be seen as a dragon or sea monster or serpent, although this is disputed. She was also a vessel for other monsters, a veritable font of deep-seated fears and evil, birthing dragons, serpents, merfolk and scorpion men. Her death at the hands of Marduk can arguably be seen as a move away from earlier peaceful female-led matriarchal societies to more warlike patriarchal systems, although this too is hotly disputed. The theory suggests that Tiamat, along with other myths of dragons and other creatures, is a representation of these feminine-dominated castes who turned into monsters when they became violent. It is a trope that could have been carried forward into other belief systems, with the example of St. George slaying a dragon being an allegorical device to demonstrate the triumph of Christianity over a pagan cult. Tiamat was said to have poison instead of blood and represented the notion of Chaos Kampf, the struggle against chaos. And so Marduk can be seen, in a mythological and metaphysical sense, as establishing the primacy of order over chaos by an act of creative destruction. Demonstrating this, he was then said to have created the heavens and the earth out of Tiamat's corpse. An account of Marduk's victory read, "And the Lord stood upon Tiamat's hinder parts, and with his merciless club he smashed her skull, he cut through the channels of her blood, and he made the north wind bear it away into secret places." The notion of building the universe out of a vanquished foe's remains is seen in other mythology, such as the Norse concept of cosmology. According to Norse mythology, the worlds were created after Odin and his brothers killed the first giant, or Jotun, Ymir. The resultant bleeding of Ymir was said to have caused a great flood that drowned most of the other giants. The world was then fashioned from Ymir's bodily remains. Christ's crucifixion, in Christian belief, could also be seen as an effective blood sacrifice to build a new world absolved of sin. Other Chaos Kampf motifs include the Hittite story of the monstrous serpent Illuyanka's slaying at the hands of the sky god Tarhunt's, and the ancient Greek tale of Apollo vanquishing the python, or again in Greek mythology, Zeus killing Typhon. These stories also allude to the sky deity being victorious against his earthbound enemies, with Typhon being the son of the goddess Gaia, the feminine personification of the earth, and Zeus having a name derived from the Proto-Indo-European skyfather, or Deus Pater. The concept of the multiple names of Marduk was older than Babylonian beliefs and acted as a kind of genealogy for gods. Marduk is associated with the familiar mythical trope of wielding a divine weapon. In his case, this is called Imhulu. Similar examples from Western, specifically Indo-European paganism could be Zeus's lightning bolts or Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. And Thor was, according to Norse mythology, locked in an existential battle with the world serpent Jormungandr. Continuing the theme of serpentine conquest, Marduk's symbolic animal and servant, whom he once vanquished, is the dragon Mushusu. And Marduk, whose name was likely originally pronounced as Marutuk, was associated with the planet Jupiter, itself, like Zeus, named after a word derived from Deus Pater, the ancient skyfather of reconstructed Proto-Indo-European mythology. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe, and you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.